Welcome to the podcast Organic Motivation, a global movement creating an extraordinary life for 10 million people with Farheen Syed. The show dedicated to provide you with tips, coaching, and interviews to help you create an extraordinary life for yourself and others. So here's your motivator, Farheen Syed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast show, Organic Motivation, a global movement creating an extraordinary life for 10 million people. Today, I'm going to crack the code of confidence and arrogance. And to help me with unlocking this secret, I have a very, very talented woman who is herself not only extraordinary, but is a role model for many women. She is a woman with many talents. She herself is a source of motivation and confidence for the people. She is an amazing motivational and renowned public speaker from Pakistan. By profession, she is an educational trainer who conducts educational and corporate trainings in Pakistan as well as in Australia. She speaks for Pakistani community in Australia and talks about issues especially related to women and youth. What a wonderful woman she is. Please welcome Sahrish Adnan. How are you, Sahrish?
I'm very well, thank you, Farheen, and thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. I'm so excited. In fact, I was thinking for so long to talk about this topic, or you can say issue. So yeah, once again, very excited to talk about it.
This is absolutely amazing, Sahrish, to know that you are really excited, and I'm really glad to have you in my show. So let's get started, and I would like you to unlock the secret for confidence. So what are your thoughts on that?
Understanding the confidence, we need to understand the types of confidence as well. So
Yeah.
what is confidence for you? What is confidence is for me? What is confidence for someone else? So for me, confidence is a belief that is the foundation of our personalities. For
Hmm.
some people, it is God gifted, and they do not have to put much effort to mark their names or achieving their life goals with the help of this confidence. On the other hand, for some people, it is already there in them,
Mm-hmm.
one of their personality traits, but they take little time to unveil it and use it to become more productive and discover their potential. At the same time, the trait confidence has to be directed well for him. This is very important here
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
every person has confidence. Every person knows that he has been born with this trait, but there is a very thin line between confidence, overconfidence, and arrogance. For
That's
this
correct.
overconfidence,
Mm.
we need to direct this trait in a right way, in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put right efforts to discover this trait.
Absolutely, Sarish. I really agree with that, and that you, whatever you're saying, that we need to direct these traits in the right direction. And obviously, if we direct them in the right direction, we get the most out of it.
um, there are many types of confidence in individual personalities, but most commonly there are two characteristics are most talked about, and that is self-confidence, and the other is self-efficacy. Self-confidence is which everyone has. It is
Mm-hmm.
about individuals' belief, their trust in themselves, their self-acknowledgement of their knowledge, experiences, their character, judgments, and values. These are the people who keeps a can-do attitude.
Yep.
That we can do something. They have the positive attitude towards their goals. They have set their life goals, and they have the confidence. They have that belief. They have that trust in themselves that they can do something big. They can achieve their goals. They are not bothering much about the hardships or the hurdles which comes in their way, and they are persistent, and they are constant in their ways. So these are the people who have a can do attitude, and with that can do attitude, they can achieve really big. Few of the examples of this attitude, the can do attitude, or the positive self confidence, is like, you can say, Oprah Winfrey or Bill Gates, who were nothing, but they have the positive attitude towards their life goals that they can do. They will be somewhere in their life at one point, and their confidence didn't harm anyone. Their confidence didn't make anyone uncomfortable with them. Everybody loves them, everybody praise them, everybody, they want to become like that. Why? Because they have that confidence, which gives the other people the same confidence, the
Yeah.
same confidence to grow, the same confidence to prosperity, the same confidence to productivities, the same confidence to be more potential, the
Hmm.
same confidence, more to become more loved by the people around them. So
Yeah.
this is the confidence that we want to have in our personalities, in our youth, in our women, in our men, in our personalities, in
Hmm.
our generally in every human being. This kind of attitude should be there. When the confidence crosses its limits, um, from crossing limits, I mean when the confidence becomes overconfidence,
Hmm.
when confidence become arrogance, when confidence
Hmm.
become like discomfort to someone else, when our confidence or overconfidence or our arrogance
Hmm.
becomes suppression for somebody else's confidence,
Hmm.
our personalities are suppressing somebody else's personality, or our overconfident personality or arrogant personality, make other person unhappy
Hmm.
from. This is the attitude that we don't want to be in our
Yeah.
personalities. We have to
Obviously.
be,
Yeah.
we have to be aware with the, with that difference between the confidence, overconfidence, and
Hmm.
arrogance.
Speaking of the confidence side of thing, Sarish, you mentioned that we should not make other people feel uncomfortable with our confidence and our attitude. Now, what happens sometimes, even though we are at the right level of our confidence and we know that we are not overconfident and we are not arrogant, however, the other person still feel uncomfortable. So, how do you see that? What do you think about it?
Very good question, Farheen. I would like to answer that question in this way. Uh, because confidence is a trait. We are gifted with it, and everybody has it. We just need to discover this confidence among ourselves. And
Yes.
it is not, it is not something that somebody can give you
Hmm.
or create for you, or, you can inherit from someone or from your family. It is your thing. It is one of your personality's part. So we just need to keep it as a, we need to discover it and keep it safe as a treasure.
Hmm.
And when we are using this treasure, we need to understand that by using this amazing thing, amazing trait, there are several other things that need to be aligned with it. Our body
Hmm.
language, our right choice of words, our language, our our gestures. This is also connected to the confidence
Hmm.
theme. So when we know that we are confident and we don't mean harm, or we don't try to suppress someone, because it's
Hmm.
in our nature or in our mind. But
Hmm.
we sometimes we need to show our confidence in a very, very humble and positive way,
Yeah.
uh, to the other person, that he doesn't feel uncomfortable, or
Yeah.
uh, like we don't want to put the other person in a difficult situation or unhappy situation. So
Hmm.
we need to be very careful of our body language while we are using our confidence to do some things, and we want other person to be, have that impact of our confidence. So
Yeah.
this is a connection with our
Hmm.
confidence and our body language, our use of language, our gestures, our
Hmm.
connectivity with the other person.
Hmm.
And we need to have the empathy of using that confidence. We need to put ourselves in the other person's shoes,
Hmm.
that if we do this thing with our confidence, and we definitely want to um, uh, give impact to the
Yes.
other person for
Yes.
as an outcome for our deeds.
Hmm.
So are we using the right tools? So our gestures, our body language, our use of language are sort of tools for this that sort of confidence.
Yeah.
So we need to be very, very mindful of these traits, and use it in the right way to have more, productive outcomes from the other person or the other, organization or anything that you're working for or on you are working for.
Yes, Sarish, I hear you, and I completely get that. The confidence basically comes with a package of the body language and the choice of words. And if these two traits are not in alignment with your level of confidence, that can also make other person uncomfortable. So yeah, absolutely correct.
Yes, definitely, Farheen. So we talked about confidence and arrogance. As I talked about that when confidence loses boundary and it goes into arrogance territory. So Farheen, what is your take on that?
Well, Sarish, look, in my opinion, and the way arrogance works is more of a way a person perceives themselves. So I believe that the way you see yourself is the same way you reflect yourself to others. So if I talk about that what makes someone arrogant, so I would say like if a person gets so much success and a person has achieved so much in his life, and that's the point where they can either choose to be humble or fall in the trap of arrogance. So that's where the very thin line is, very, very, very fine boundary is. So now, feeling proud on your achievements or what you have done so far on your progress is good. It's not bad because it boosts your self confidence. It gives you and that level of self-esteem that you need to sustain and survive in that success and keep growing more and more. But if you start thinking at that point, because you have achieved so much, because you have got all those capabilities and talents, and in some way you are better than others, that's where the problem starts, and you just fall into the trap of an arrogant person. Because if you perceive yourself as a superior person than others, then you start treating other people in a negative way, and the people start you're pushing away people from yourself, and you are not productive anymore. You are an arrogant person who always thinks that he or she is right, and you have all these capabilities and all these success. So you become an authority. You see yourself as an authority, that you think you know what is best and you know how to get things done because you have that social proof in front of you that whatever you have done and you have achieved success. Now, the other way around of it is if you choose to be humble. And how to choose to be humble is to start thinking that if I have achieved that much, why not I go out and help other people who are trying to do the same thing as I am? That really makes that success fulfilled with the real happiness, and it takes away that sort of mindset of superiority, that I am superior than others. Because if even though if you are superior than others and you think that you have those skills and the pathway to success, and you choose to go out and help other people rather than letting them down, demotivating them, I think that can add value, and that's where you can decide which pathway to choose. So this was about the superiority complex. I would love to talk about the other side, which is the completely opposite of superiority, which I call inferiority complex. That can also give rise to the arrogant behavior in someone because of the low self-esteem, where people think that they are not enough. Their self-belief system is too weak that they think they can't achieve anything at all in their life. So what they do, they try to disguise themselves as a superior person and keep rejecting everything around them and think themselves that they know everything, because they want to hide their weaknesses. And I believe this secret code is really hard to crack, because you don't know that this person has low self-esteem problems, and it's really hard to make corrections on that side of things, because in the inferiority complex, like I said, how it comes into a person's mind when he gets successful, when he gets achieves so much in his life, and they can redirect and they can have a choice. With this low self-esteem or inferiority complex, it's really hard to crack. So I would say it's a really dangerous zone. And if you think if in any way you're saying that you are not good enough, you see that people around you perceive as an arrogant person, you really need to take things seriously and do something about yourself.
That was very interesting and very informative, Farheen. And of course, when our confidence or overconfidence gets into arrogance, and arrogance is, there are so many reasons behind arrogance. So we need to, have a self-awareness of that, of our, experiences and our lows and highs. So, Farheen, my next question to you is, what do you think, what are the signs of arrogance when you see someone arrogant and we quickly assume that that person was very arrogant? But what are the general signs for arrogance? What do you think?
Yes, Arish, there are a couple of things which indicate that the person is an arrogant person. And the very first thing, like I have mentioned before as well, a person would be always demotivating the people around him or her, because in their head they assume that the other person is inferior to them and they cannot achieve those things, or they can't do all those stuff what they have done themselves. So they always keep telling them, one of the words they use, that you can't do it, it's not your thing that you can do it, don't do it. So that's how they try to demotivate them, that you are not good enough to do these things, and for that reason you can't achieve that goal, even though they're trying to do that, which is not right. So that's another sign of the arrogant person. The other thing is about the arrogant person, you can see they always think that they are right, and they always reject everything else if anything comes to them, and as a result they fail to realize their own mistake, and at the end of the day, like, they suffer a lot. These are the people who suffer the most, because they make big mistakes in their life because of not able to realizing the fact that they can also make mistakes and they can't be right all the time. That's why in my language I call it a very, very dangerous zone, a red zone, that where a person is completely in a denial state, that he thinks that he cannot be wrong. He's always right because he has got a lot of experience, he got a lot of success, and that social proof again can drive him crazy, and he can become an arrogant person. And in the same way, what the third sign I would say is an arrogant person try to blame others for their failures, or if anything goes wrong in their life or anything goes wrong in others' life, and they keep playing the blame game, that this is your fault, your fault, your fault, without analyzing that themselves, that they can make a mistake as well. And I believe that's why they don't grow, and even though they achieve they reach at some point at their life that where they have got a lot of success, but it stops there. The real success is, I believe, that is develops a motivation in yourself to let you keep growing. If a success gives you an impact that you are now good enough and you should stop there, I believe that's not a success. That again, you're falling a trap in an arrogance somehow at some stage. So be mindful that the success will put you to the path of growth, because you become addicted to the growth. You enjoy that feeling when you get success, when you grow and grow and grow and keep becoming successful person. Yeah, and the fourth one is a very common, that arrogant people are very, very selfish, because of course if they're thinking about themselves and they're thinking that they're always right, they tend to sacrifice anything to achieve success, and they can also go out of the way to prove themselves right. They can do anything. So I believe these are the four very common signs of an arrogance. If you find out that you are doing any of these things, you need to reconsider your habits, your behaviors, and see where are you going wrong. So I believe that all in all, arrogance releases an extensive negative energy, and we better get away from it if we have any bit of it.
Yes, Farheen, definitely, I 100% agree with you. So generally, we're surrounded by frenemies. You talked about like people in disguise who are like trying to support you, but in fact, they're like pulling your leg down from your, what you want to achieve. So these are sort of frenemies, and then the people who are demotivating you from your, purpose, and the people who do the blame game. So definitely we are surrounded by these sort of people, but at the same time, we are also surrounded by people who have like positive attitude towards life, positive confidence, and who wants to, build a productive and potential community around them by their, positive and very constructive confidence. So I enjoyed a lot this episode.
Yes, Sarish, I truly enjoyed this productive discussion of confidence and arrogance, and thank you very much for joining me in this show. I look forward to unlock some more secrets in upcoming episodes with you. So stay tuned for more exciting insights with me and Sarish. This is Raheen signing off from my podcast show, Organic Motivation, a global movement creating an extraordinary life for 10 million people.